Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing today? Ooh, I can feel the things that don't want me to talk about this stuff. Okay, so this episode is going to be about curses. Curses are negative psionic programs projected off another being, sentience, consciousness, that is negatively affecting something in programs or construct overlay with the purpose of maintaining itself over time as a limiter, blockage, or some type of causation and effect that is negative that leads into the future in camouflaged unawareness. Or if the person wants to get rid of it, they have to know certain things about the technology first before they can remove it. Sometimes naturally curses are removed mostly based on resolution of karma and between two beings that were the original cause of it in spiritual commerce of like, oh, I'll remove that for you, this other version of me in this other past life that did this for some reason because they were pissed off. I don't need that to remain. My spirit has no beef with you. You can find peace and remedy and resolve. Um, there are many levels to how curses manifest in how difficult they are to get rid of, how strong, how powerful, how affecting they are on the person, how hard they are to deal with. Um, and get on with life without actually facing the problem of the curse being there and affecting that person's life. There are many types in the creation based on how many beings have become negative and are using psionics in a way where they curse a being or hate, malice, grudge against somebody that doesn't know what they're doing but projects into that, and sometimes if the being's haunted, it can also be taken over as a chess move to curse that being. There's a lot of different things that go on. Sometimes there are beings that are omnidirectionally emitting curses and they have no idea, and it's just they're haunted and mind controlled and all these things to keep them become aware of that problem that is affecting other people around them, and then that imprints onto them. So, uh, how they manifest, what they block has to do with them. There are curses that interact with bringing about time loops or cyclical patterns of behavior um, that keep coming back, that never get resolved, never change, that are a negative habit pattern or whatever. Events, occurrences, things that keep going about, such as the macrocosmic scale of what Earth is dealing with, or down to our micro expressions. There are DNA lineage curses, curses that are passed down through the DNA technology from our ancestors and what they were involved in, who they interacted with, who targeted them, as well as some beings that are targeting them with awareness of future lineages and the potentials in that, and creating advanced chess moves going to the future, and maybe even linking up with a version of himself in the future to have that purposefully done. Depends how advanced the being is and what they're doing. It's a curse. Um, Light body curses, which are passed down through the spirit, the light body memory, uh, having to do with past lives, other versions of herself, our spirit tree, my background like that, are all versions of herself branching off throughout the multiverse and what they're getting involved in, and how their degrees of separation from any other version of yourself, and how that bleeds over, if they're bleeding it over, if they're haunted, if they're a dark being, if they are unaware of it and they're getting taken for a ride, and then it leeches on and affects every other version of himself. Depends how big it is too in that regard, as well as spiritual entourage imprintations into the light body or other types of energetic technology such as astral, dream, etheric, emotional body, sexual body, sensual, different types of elemental expression: fire, earth, air, water, ether, void, space, elemental. There's all kinds of elementals going down the list. Depends on the creation you'll find and how it's affecting in a person's body types of energetic overlay of their multidimensional nature in technology that they can access, and how it's limiting that or being used as an introduction point through that to even expand upon what it does in effect as a curse. Sometimes the curses are not just a set thing, they grow over time, or they steal energy, or they camouflage themselves with the person's own stolen energy to keep themselves from being discovered, as well as can become a hydra-like effect of creating more curses, which I've seen um, and had to learn how to remove. It's not easy. Oh my God. Um, macrocosmics, curses, celestial types like emitted from planets. We're going to talk about that in a second, as well as going up the scale. Stars, haunted. Like if you see a haunted person that's emitting curses, kind of like that. A planet or up going, getting haunted or taken over, and then it bleeding over as a oh, this needs remedy right now kind of situation. Self-imposed curses, which is interesting to see. It's kind of when by the being's action, they're imposing the curse onto themselves, or they're digging themselves into a hole of not owning themselves and giving all their power away, and then they're losing authority and clearance, and they're getting quarantined, and they're getting self-imposed limitations based on their action to continue down that pathway. And then it like builds up over time, and it's pretty downward spiral. And like also how that affects everyone around them, because in degrees of separation we're entangled with each other, and if we're sharing dirty energy underwear like in our environment, uh, and nobody's clean. Most people aren't cleaning it. Most people aren't taking care of it. Most people don't even think it exists as a concept or have to worry about it, which is unfortunate, because if they knew and they held that understanding, then they would be able to hold up their manifest responsibility. It wouldn't be that overwhelming after a while of understanding. Oh, I have to learn how to control more things of my nature and make sure they're not harming other people, and that adds to the karma too, so that's good to take care of. You can even, when you become aware of it, go back in time if you understand Reiki 2 and sending healings backward and forwards in time, as well as timeline consciousness awareness if you're clearance for that, and you know how to release curses like I do, and you can resolve it backward and forwards in time and make it so that you're not harming other beings. Even if you're in a state of haunting, then you can protect that. But you have to make sure it's working. There's also family crests, curses, interacting with crests that have a domination, control, sacred geometry imprint on them, and rituals and various things put on it based on a system of domination, controls, awareness of what sigils can be used as a technology that's passed down, that is like a stamp or brand onto a family, even if they think of it as a high regard thing. Sometimes it is, and sometimes you can actually retake over a family crest for good and positive, but it actually needs protection spiritually, because it can get overwhelmed, it can get targeted. It's like an interactive collective consciousness of every being involved in the family. So there can be a large amount of curses, especially if it's a haunted or negative power structure family, interactive with multidimensional apex predators, or any real haunted being that's incarnated into it can affect it. But also same with sacred. And how they heal their entire being. They can also heal your DNA and everyone in their DNA, vice versa. Another big one that I see with large amounts of people is wealth manifestation limiters and curses and blockages, such as the Babylonian money magic curse, which is the biggest thing everyone has on the planet. If you think you don't have it, you're wrong, or you've had it at one point. Remove it, and sometimes it gets imprinted constantly. It's constantly imprinted every time we exchange currency in what we got in money with the sigil magic on it. So you can make a counter chess move to that as well, and nothing's hopeless. Nothing's like, oh, I'm giving all my energy away. Well, we're passing around debt. So you gotta make accountability for that, and make sure you're not letting something steal your energy through whatever window or backdoor it's using. There's so many things that are trying to steal our energy through many backdoors for a reason, because they can't let us have all our energy, and they have to steal our authority constantly to keep us from manifesting the reality that we really want, empower ourselves fully. They have to keep bogging us down to 1% of our power, otherwise we'll rise up really fast. It's really simple. Also, it keeps them going because they have stolen our authority and energy to make themselves manifest. Everything can be resolved, really, so come contact us if you want to remove them. We can do that for you. Just if you want to get a hold of us at silvercordss.com or Silver Cord Spiritual Science on YouTube. We're also on Facebook. You can reach me, Sean Bond, or KJ Scoops, or whatever employees we'll have in the future. And hope you have a wonderful day. You can contact us by reaching our executive assistant, Mary, at mokorn@hotmail.com, and we look forward to hearing from you.